We have actually transformed people's life. People who used to get up at 9 started getting up at 5. For weight loss, there is a sequence called the yogic jogging. And these asanas help different types of people, like people with the diabetes, people like high uric acid content.
Hello Chandan.
Hi Geertik.
So viewers, today we have Chandan Gupta joining with us. He has ventured into career profiles, being a yoga teacher and previously as a citizen scientist. So welcome Chandan on our channel.
Thank you, Geertik. So nice to be here. Thank you for calling me and giving me this opportunity to share my views and what I think, what I believe.
So Chandan, take us through your journey. Where have you grown up? Where have you done your undergraduation? And how did you find your interest in yoga?
So, hi guys, my name is Chandan Gupta. I was born and brought up in Delhi, and I'll be graduating this year. I'm in final year BTech, and from Maharaj Surajmal Institute of Technology in Electronics and Communication. And as Kirtik told you guys, I am a yoga instructor, level 2 yoga instructor, and I am also a citizen scientist in the Rad at Home Collaboratory of Citizen Science Research in Astronomy. So I started my yoga journey back in 2019, a year ago, when my father advised me to join the free yoga classes which started in the nearby park. So I just took my father's advice and went there for like a couple of days, and the rest is history.
I'd like to tell our audience that Chandan is a level 2 yoga instructor with Patanjali. So Chandan, take us through your yoga journey and tell us the asanas in order which you had learned and the benefit it had brought along with it.
There's not a specific list which I can provide, but yeah, a person who intends to learn yoga has to start with the basics, like the pranayam, like the Brahmari, Kapalbhati, and Lom Vilom. These three are the basic ones which a person needs to at least get to an intermediate level to actually move forward with the asanas. And if you move forward, there are many asanas which are designed, which are actually researched by in the Vedas and all, and by Ramdev, Guru Ramdev. And these asanas help different types of people, like people with the diabetes, people like high uric acid content, people who have lumps or tumors. So different types of asanas are beneficial for different types of people. For example, if one wants to like improve his concentration, there's an asana called Vrikshasana. Yes. So in Vrikshasana, you have to stand on one leg with another on the knee or the thigh, and it actually helps you to increase your concentration, which in turn will help you in your studies or whatever the things you want to do.
He is a part of a big yoga community and yes, transformed the life of many people with his yoga techniques. So Chandan, please share with us some of the incredible feats which you saw in others' life.
Okay, the thing I'd like to correct you here is that we have actually transformed people's lives. Many people. We are a big community of teachers and assistant teachers, instructors. I'll just take you through my story of yoga. So we started yoga a year ago, as I told you guys. And after learning the basics for a couple of months, taking the advice of my father again and the senior teachers in our class, I joined a 1-month teacher training program run by senior Patanjali teachers. We learned a lot there in Ayurveda and yoga, and we came back, and me and a couple of buddies of mine, we started a free yoga class in Commonwealth Games Village. So the initial response was slow. People were reluctant to join, but eventually our membership, or what we can call our sadhak, the students, what we call them in Hindi, crew, and we reached like 50 to 60 people on the weekends. So yes, we helped a lot of people, and I've seen people transform their lives through my own eyes. People who used to get up at 9 started getting up at 5 just to reach our class, to be a part of that, and we are so grateful for that. And we, of course, we are not able to continue with that during this lockdown and COVID, but we hope to start that again once all this chaos gets over.
Chandan, I would like to ask you that students mostly prefer going to gym over yoga. Do you believe that going to gym would be bringing faster results? If not, which is better?
Well, I won't comment on faster, but I have been a member of 2 gyms. Yes, a couple of times I've been a member of gyms, and the membership was very short-lived for a couple of months both the times. And the thing which put the gyms off for me was the ventilation. Most importantly, the ventilation. Most of the gyms, as we know, are closed and underground in the basement. So logically, if you see, when you are exercising or doing anything which requires physical activity, your breathing rate increases. And when that happens, you gotta have fresh air around you. So which can't happen in a closed environment, in a closed space. That's why I left the gyms. And in yoga is best done in parks and open spaces, on the terrace, if you or in the balcony. So I think yoga is different from gym and other types of exercises, because most of them focus on the external part of the body, and that you improve your muscles, build your abdominal muscles, your chest, and so on. But in yoga, you actually are focusing more on the internal side of your body, internal part of your body, like the internal organs, or like or another spiritual level, I would say, like meditation. It helps you a lot with, I've seen a lot of people leave depression behind, which is very very hard, even if you are taking some medicines and all that. So I think yoga is much better than gyms in so many aspects. I won't say gymming is bad, or any other form of physical activity is bad, but yoga is actually is uh, is so many steps ahead of all these things.
Given the current global pandemic that we are facing, Chandan, could you mention few of the asanas that we could practice in order to boost our immunity?
I've been asked this question a lot of times by my students and many known relatives. Okay, so improve your immunity. Baba Ramdev has been live on television so many times, and he has told us again and again that listen, this COVID is a disease the of the lungs, the throat, the mouth, or we can say is the respiratory system. So to improve your respiratory system, you gotta do the pranayams. What I told you earlier, Bhastrika, Kapalbhati, and Anulom Vilom. These three are the most important ones. They also are scientifically proven to improve immunity. So that's that. And so this will improve your immunity and stuff. This will help you with the respiration. So and along with these, you can take herbs like giloy, ashwagandha, and tulsi. All these help you in the form of liquids or in tablets, which are easily available in the market. So I think this would get you through this all this chaos and COVID-19.
We have few questions from our viewers regarding weight loss, how to increase endurance and agility. So could you please mention few of the asanas that we could practice?
Okay, for weight loss, there is a sequence called the yogic jogging. In that sequence, you have 12 different steps which actually help you to. It is specifically designed for weight loss and people who suffer these kind of problems. So these 12 sequences, I will just take you through some of them. Like the jumping jacks is one of them, which we call PT in the basic terminology, in the layman's language in yoga. And others are Baithaks. There is a Hanuman Baithak, which is a different type of exercise, which helps to strengthen your thighs. And one is Trikonasana, and one is Konasana. It helps you to lose weight on your back, on your, like, lose the love handles and all. And moving on, we also have the most important one called as the Surya Namaskar. It is like the remedy for weight loss in yoga.
Prior to taking up yoga, Chandan has been a citizen scientist with the Real Astronomy Discovery at Home, which makes you a perfect blend of astronomer and a yoga teacher. So, Chandan, many of us are not aware about this profile, citizen scientist. Could you please elaborate more upon this?
I won't call it a job per se. It is more of a hobby, you know. And people and the word scientist is associated with such big terms. People are afraid of this word so much. They think that these are so genius people, so intelligent people. Actually they are. But what people don't know that is that they can also be scientists in small initiatives called citizen scientist programs. People are less aware due to the outreach. These programs don't have that much good outreach, And RAD at Home is a special program in astronomy and it's the first of its kind in India. In Rad at Home, we work on data generated by the GMRT, the Giant Meter Wave Radio Telescope in Pune. And what we do is that, as we know, in astronomy there is so much data generated by the telescopes, and so less people who actually can work on that data. So people are needed, a few helping hands are needed to work on that data and sort it out using different types of softwares and all. So I think people should look into Rad at Home and be a part of that. And a prerequisite for being a part of Rad at Home is that you got to be a science graduate, at least in the undergraduate or graduate studies, at least in the undergraduates.
So then please tell us how to develop the skills for this fascinating profile, and what is that one could discover through this program.
Okay, thank you for calling this a fascinating profile. Uh, I think the words we're looking for here are better explained in Latin. Semper et meliora, which means always toward better things. We should always like learn things, new things, and always strive to be better every day. And as answering the second part of your question is that this program, I have witnessed people getting benefits in so many different fields. You actually are part of something bigger, because when you're a part of a citizen science program, you get to discover black holes, exotic black holes in the farthest parts of our universe. And if you, by chance or by your hard work, if you discover something good, then you have a shot at being your name put in the international research papers in astronomical societies, which is a very big thing, being keeping in mind that you're not a PhD or a doctorate. So, and this has very high benefits, very good benefits, such as I know a person who discovered something, and he got, on the basis of that letter, on the basis of that paper, international scientific paper, he got recommended in University of Bonn in Germany, in their astrophysical and their astronomical program. So that is one of the benefits. And looking forward, I think the other benefits are that you get to meet so many interesting people who share a common goal, and share a common goal towards astronomy.
Chandan, how to apply for this program?
So there is a Facebook group which has like 5 to 6,000 people in it. So what you gotta do is that you gotta become a part of that group, and you gotta go through the guidelines which which the person who established this Rad at Home, the founder of this Rad at Home, who gave us those guidelines, Mr. Ananda Hota, a professor in the Bombay University. So you got to go through the guidelines, and you have to make RGB images, red, blue, green images, following those guidelines. And then you have to upload the analysis of those images onto the main page. And then e-astronomers like me, my buddies, will cross-question them, and if you are fit to be an e-astronomer yourself, then they will take you in through a 1 week training program.
Chandan, could you elaborate more upon the responsibilities that is associated with being a citizen scientist?
Okay, so this is so different from the citizen scientist programs which are run in the US, which some of the viewers would recognize as the Galaxy Zoo and the Zooniverse. Because in those programs you just have to look at these images and classify those images according to a predefined criteria. But here you are actually getting some raw data from the GMRT, from an actual radio telescope, and you have to convert that data using a software called DS9. And through that software you hunt for exotic black holes, like black holes who behave differently, who are different from the norms. And you got to look for these black holes, and if you find one, then you have to report to our mentors. And if it is a really good object in the sky, if it is a really exotic black hole, then they will take time from the larger telescopes. That is the procedure.
Your experience as a yoga teacher and prior to that being a citizen scientist indeed shows us some career profiles which we were not aware about. So thank you, Chandan, for sharing your experience with us.
Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Chandan, please let us know where our viewers could connect with you.
I would say I'm not that much of a social media person, but yes, people can always ask me anything on Facebook. through messages, and I guarantee that I'll reply to all of them.
So once again, thank you, Chandan, for being here with us and spending a part of your quality time with our viewers. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me. Thanks a lot.